Before Dewitty honed his creative skills, he learned to do one thing: hustle. And by age 22, he pretty much tried every side hustle in the book. It's only right that he makes a side hustle tier list for creatives, breaking down the best and worst income streams he's tried. Let's go. Yes, sir. Alright, so we got big money, decent money, side money, little money. If it falls a no-go, that just means don't even try it. So number one, we got production services. So this can include songwriting, recording instruments and vocals for people, or becoming a recording studio so they can come in and record themselves. I'm also including custom beats and exclusive beats, where you're making a whole instrumental. Then we have mixing, which is balancing the track, and then mastering, which is essentially creating the final perfect WAV file. This is probably my favorite income stream. I've gotten to work with a lot of really great artists in a lot of different genres, but of course there's a downside to everything. As a service provider, the artist comes in and they expect top-notch quality exactly how they want it. And it can also kind of take joy out of making music, because again, it's just a business, it's just a service you're providing. And the way that you grow with this is a lot of word of mouth. So really you always have to be on making your best work and also networking with a bunch of different people. And of course there's a lot of extra things involved, like getting a contract so they actually pay you, dealing with people on a personal level. Essentially, I'm gonna have to put this in big money, because I've seen people charging $1,000, $2,000. Essentially, it's just based on demand. So of course, as a service provider, you only have a certain amount of time. So if you have 50 clients, obviously you can't handle that amount in 1 week, especially if you're making a full song for them. So how you do it, you raise your rates. Yeah, there's no cap with this. So big money. Next, we have merch. Essentially, this is where you create clothing or some kind of physical product. So essentially, you have to have an audience for this. Once you do, it's really good because people are basically walking promotions for you. And it's a good way for people to support you while also getting something that they want. But of course, merch is more based on support. So you already have to have that audience there. I'm gonna put merch and decent money. Next, we have a clothing brand. So as you can see, this is my clothing brand, Dewitty Reality, and there's a big difference between merch and a clothing brand. So merch, it's just a person releasing products and not really focusing on the clothing itself, but more so the clothing is just a way to support that person. Whereas a clothing brand, it's actually a brand in itself of just clothing. So you're focusing more on designs, you're focusing on actually pushing it out. So you're actually building a separate brand around the clothing. So this is a lot more lucrative, but again, it's a lot harder. This thing is the profit margin's not that high. But again, there's plenty of people making amazing money with clothing brands. And if you're passionate about design, graphic design, fashion, it's perfect. And this is the thing that I'm focusing on right now. So I'm gonna have to put this in big money. Next, we have digital products. So essentially you can have ebooks, guides, templates, basically anything that you can sell online. And so I've dabbled in this. I have my music producer playbook, ebook, and really it's just a great way to bring value to your audience. But again, you have to have that audience, and it has to be something really valuable that they actually want. And especially with like an ebook, it's only $50, so you have to be getting a lot of sales. So I'm gonna put this in side money. Next, we have coaching / lessons. So coaching can be as simple as hopping on a Zoom call, teaching someone how to run a business, how to make music, teaching them production, or it could be an actual lesson, like a piano lesson, guitar, vocals. And of course, because the demand for this is so high, this is the route a lot of people go. And of course, there is that downside of where you're just teaching as opposed to creating yourself and creating a career for yourself. So I'm gonna have to put this in decent money. Next, we have performance. When you think about a musician, you think about performance, think about gigs, touring, things like that. And for most of my life, I was performing. Pack your instrument up, go play, and that's it. It's definitely lucrative, but of course, there's a lot you don't control, like how the gig is set up, which gigs you're getting. You have to do a lot of networking to make sure you actually get gigs. And even if you absolutely love performing, touring is definitely immensely taxing and gigging every single day. But of course, this is still like the top income stream for musicians. So I'm gonna have to put this in big money. Next, we got affiliate marketing. Basically what affiliate marketing is, you're basically marketing another product. Anybody that clicks on that link and buys it, you earn a commission from that sale. So essentially you're a salesman for another product. So what a lot of musicians do, let's say that you do a lot of piano covers, you can easily add a link to the piano you use. Whoever buys it, you earn a commission from that. The downside, of course, is you're only earning a commission from that sale. Of course, again, you have to have a huge audience to really see any good money with that. So I know a lot of people that make great money with affiliate marketing, but again, I'd rather just sell my own product and make all the profit. So I'm gonna put this in little money. Next, we have Fiverr / freelancing sites like Upwork, Sound Better, things like that. Essentially, instead of having your own business and your own website, you just offer your services on those. And so yes, the upside is there's an audience built on there, so people go on Fiverr looking for these services. But of course, the downside is you're dependent on this algorithm to push your service up. So me personally, I found a lot more success just having my own business, building my own brand, because it's the same amount of work over there. And it looks more professional to have your own website in business than just being on Fiverr. So I'm gonna put that in little money. Next we have YouTube. Yes, sir. So YouTube is a great opportunity. Content creation in general. Essentially, you get to build an audience and basically create products that are valuable for them. So you probably already know there's plenty of YouTubers making a full-time living off of just creating videos. And you can create music videos, you behind the scenes, you create valuable videos like I am. But of course, the only downside is it's a lot of work. Filmmaking is a skill, editing is a skill, delivery is a skill, learning what video ideas people actually want to watch, and SEO, all that stuff. And of course, once you have all that down, you have to be consistent, make like 100, 200, 300, 400 videos. I'm gonna put this in big money, but of course, it's a lot of work. Next, we got photography. The camera I'm shooting this on is a Canon Rebel T5. If you know how to work a camera, photography is a really great side hustle. Makes easy money. Just take photos of people, wedding photography, things like that. I know people that barely put any effort in and they made a bunch of money just selling photography, just through their network and people they know. So how I did it, I did a bunch of graduate photography. I graduated from Florida State, and essentially every single year and every single semester, there's thousands of graduates looking to get their photo taken. The demand is super high. Of course, the downside is you have to have that demand. You know, if you don't have that advantage, if you're in a smaller town, it might be a little bit harder. Especially if photography isn't your passion and the demand's not there, then it might not be the best option. So I'm gonna say decent money, just because there's that opportunity if there is demand. Next we have video editing. So of course I had to learn how to video edit with these YouTube videos. I just like video editing. And so essentially people see that and they just ask, hey, can you edit my videos? It is definitely more of a side hustle because I don't super promote that I have video editing services. But if you did, you could definitely grow. Similar to production services. It's just a skill that you're offering. Of course, similar to photography, it's all about demand and how much you actually focus on it. So I'm gonna put this in decent money. Next, we have dropshipping. If you've ever watched a money about how to make money online, dropshipping has probably come up. You hear all these stories of people making millions off of dropshipping. So it definitely has that potential. But me personally, I just didn't do what is necessary. Because what's necessary is months and years of time trying to find the right products and investing in paid ads and everything like that and building a brand. So it definitely has the potential. But of course, if you're a creative, dropshipping is mostly business, so it might not even be what you want to do. Big money if you actually want to do it. And the thing is, with a lot of these things, there's plenty of examples of people making millions off of any one of these things. But it's really about how much effort you put into it and how long you actually want to stick to it. Next, we have graphic design. So essentially, this is logos, it can be social media posts, it's gonna be business cards, it could be anything. Essentially just designing graphics. Of course, I had to learn that for thumbnails, for social media, for Instagram. And personally, it's a lot of fun, but nothing I took too seriously. The only downside is there's so many tools to learn graphic design yourself. You could just go on Canva and get some good templates or learn Adobe yourself. I think the demand isn't as high as some of these other side hustles. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in little money. Next, we have day trading, which is essentially like stocks. So of course, this has high potential. There's plenty of people making millions, but I've also seen more so people lose a bunch of money. And on average, a lot of day traders aren't profitable. So if you actually want to spend the time learning investments and stuff like that, of course you can be safer and just make regular investments. But to be a day trader, I'm gonna have to put that in side money. Because as a creative, you're probably gonna want to focus on art and not necessarily spending all your time learning day trading. Next, we have part-time jobs. You know, worst comes to worst, these side hustles aren't making you enough money. You gotta survive, you gotta pay rent, you gotta eat, especially if you're bulking. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You can make some good money just having a part-time job. And then you'll even have time to come home, work on your business. Once the business takes off, then you're good. Surveys. So I'm gonna go ahead and off the rip put this in no go. Essentially, you're spending a crap ton of time. It's definitely a little bit of money. Like I said, a little bit of money. It's like $3 an hour. So, you know, at that point, just might as well get a part-time job. So yeah, that's a no-go. So again, my top are performance, production services. I might even actually put that clothing brand in the top, because if you really build a great brand and you have some great designs, then of course you make great money off of that. So, but of course you have to love fashion like I do. I have a bunch of other designs on my website. I'm always looking for feedback. You can go ahead and check out those designs, see what you think. If you want a more detailed breakdown of my top income streams and exactly how to make money with them, you can go ahead and watch this video right here, and I'll see you there.